We're going to walk through a side hustle that is super easy to do. It's just a repetitive process, doing a couple hours work each day to create income. Of course, there's no guarantees in this video that you're going to make income. I'm not trying to sell you any high ticket coaching. I'm not trying to sell you any courses at all. I'm just trying to give you resources to get away from that 9 to 5 job and really get the freedom and the wealth that you deserve to not be a slave to that 9 to 5 job. So we're going to get into this, but before we get in, I've got this free list of my favorite softwares that I use on a daily basis, including some powerful prompts and some trials. The one trial is great because if you see my other videos, and I'll put a link up here to a playlist, and in that playlist you can see the other videos that I have, and you'll be able to use these softwares to basically go faster and create a better process just following these steps, because it's what I use and what I show you when I go through this. So we're going to dive into how to make money with affiliates using Pinterest. And it's going to be fun because we're going to ask ChatGPT on the top affiliates, the top commissions. So hit that like, subscribe, and comment amazing if you want this checklist. So that's how you get the private link to this checklist. Like, subscribe, comment amazing, and we'll get you this checklist for free. There's no obligation. I'm not going to try to sell you anything later on if you put your email address in there, but make sure you put your proper email address in there so I can send this to you. So let's dive in and get going. Okay, so we asked ChatGPT, we go in here, and we're going to ask what the highest paid commissions for retail affiliates, because that would be like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy. We could even ask it for big box if it doesn't be specific in this. So it's saying Neiman Marcus. It's got Wayfair, 7 to 10%, furniture. So really, it depends on what niche you're in. If you just want to go in a broad niche and a little bit lower commission, you can go with Amazon affiliates. So for this particular one, we're going to use Amazon because we're not doing digital courses. We're not doing health and beauty. But you can see first time purchase 30%. So that one, I've never seen that where you get a first time affiliate purchase. So you want to make sure it's big. But they got fitness like Bowflex. But just remember, with Amazon, you can go on there and find literally everything. Just about. So according to Shopify.com, I don't know when this report was put out, but it's claiming that it's 2025 right here, March of 2025. They're saying Amazon Associates was the biggest one. Number 2 to Shopify. Of course, they're going to put their sales because they did the article. But they got ClickFunnels, they got Fiverr. And just remember this, on ClickBank, CJ, which his old name was Commission Junction, JV Zoo, there's a lot of software affiliates that we use a lot of in those areas there. So, and you really can't put a commission, like a flat rate, because it varies from software to software or what product you're searching for. So ClickBank is great for health and wellness. It's great for DIY stuff like plans and different things like that. It's got some really cool stuff. So I'm going to go with Amazon because we know that pays anywhere from, yes, 1%. They've dropped it from 3 to 1, all the ways up to 10 to 15%, depending on different products. So on average, you're going to get 3 to 5%, just to give you an idea. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is go over to Amazon and set up an affiliate website or affiliate, basically become an affiliate of Amazon. So all you do is go in here, click on become affiliate, and then it'll take you into their affiliate site. You're going to put in your basic information. You're going to put eventually your bank account information. So you want your affiliate sales to go to that area. And then it's going to ask you for a website. Don't get flustered about this website thing. Everybody comments that you need a developer to create you a full website. No, you don't. You just need a Facebook page. You need either a Facebook page. If you got a personal Facebook page, who doesn't use that URL? A YouTube, a TikTok, an Instagram, wherever you promote the products, use that URL. It could even be Pinterest. And so it could be your Pinterest board, that specific board where you promote those products. So you do not need a website. So remember that. And I'm always trying to give you the best side hustles that don't require a lot of upfront investment, if zero investment. That's my goal, is to create a startup with zero investment. It's tough to do. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money. You might have to buy a domain sometime down the road if you want to build up. But I try to do everything free for you because I know your situation. I've been there. I worked in junkyards. I worked in restaurants. I was a paramedic, Lifelight, worked on the sheriff's department. I've done a ton of jobs, ski lift, restaurants, dishwashing, a cook, So I've been there, I've done it, but I haven't collected an income from a corporate business for over 20 years because I'm able to be successful in my own businesses. So understand that you don't need a website. So let's go in and talk about the tools that you're going to use before we go in and show you how to build the board, how to do different things. Now, there is a software called Tailwind, and it's great for scheduling pins, allowing you to plan out your week, seeing the click ratio, the share ratio of everything that's going on within your pins that you do for Pinterest. And we'll talk about that because that's what we're doing. We're creating pins in this and creating boards so you can do bulk uploads. Tailwinds will save you a lot of time. It's tailwindapp.com. I don't have an affiliate to this. I'm not here to make a bunch of money with affiliates, but I like to make a little bit of money here teaching ways to make money. So let's dive into the second thing that we're going to talk about is Pinterest. So you need a Pinterest account that is free. And I recommend that you have a Pinterest business account, because later down the road, if you want to run ads through Pinterest, which are very inexpensive, it's a great way to get your affiliates up. And as you start making money, you can put a little bit of money towards ads, maybe $5 a day or something like that. So it's a great way and a great solution to have a business account. So once you set up your Pinterest board, you can just basically go over here and turn it from a personal account to a business account. That's all you have to do. It doesn't cost money. And then it's going to give you the business hub. And right up here, you just select this and select business hub. And then it's going to give you full access. It allows you to track your pins, create your pins, turn pins into ads, and see your percentages of what your pins are doing. And so you're going to get a better analogy what's going on. And Pinterest is great about, if you're running ads, they're great about having a personal representative from Pinterest. And I don't know any other social media that does this. I mean, Facebook does and doesn't. Google does a little bit with their Google ads, but Pinterest is by far, for me, just the best in customizing things and making things go really well. But in the business hub, you can see the top interests, via age, via entertainment, via home decor, view different trends that are going on in Pinterest. So you're able to kind of look and see what's going on and know what your audience is on Pinterest. Pinterest is huge for dinner ideas, different things like that. It's really good in gardening and different things, home decor, DIY, things like that. So Pinterest is a great place, a great software. It's a social media tool. So if you've never used it, I love it. It works really good in a lot of ways. And then the other thing is what you want to do is first you're going to create a pin board because you want to be able to pin to those different boards. So I think I have like 2 boards in this, but I'm going to take you through the steps. You just go up here, click on your profile, and then you're going to go down under saved here, make sure it's under saved, and then you're just going to click on the plus sign and not select pin, but you're going to select board, and you're going to name the board. So let's call this board kitchen, or let's call it home gadgets. And we're not going to keep this board secret. We don't have any collaborators, but if you do have somebody that you want to add, you can add them in and they can share this board with you and pin to this board. And so here's, we need to save some pins to the new board. This helps kind of bring people in, and you want to look at the numbers here. So we have a software called Keyword Anywhere that we're using, but you want to just select some pins, pull them in there, and this will help get your board started, and then it'll get interest. So it's not just you. So Amazon travel, here's some other deals here. And just understand that here's a cool one here. Just go through this and select a bunch of them. I'm not sure I would suggest the glass cutting one, but we can see a lot of different things in here that look really cool. Grab things that catch your eye because you're going after your customers, you know? So let's go and look for a couple more here. And let's see if we can find any more here. So we got our pins. We're going to select done for our new board. You can see we pulled them in here. We got home gadgets. And now we want to create our own pins. Now I suggest, you know, on a minimum that you do at least two a day. They don't take a long time to do. In 1 to 2 hours, you could do, you know, multiple pins to this particular deal to your new board here, and it's not going to be difficult to do this. So how do we do this? We go over and we go into Amazon, and we're going to find, as we go up here and under all here, we want to select either bestsellers or new releases. I suggest the bestsellers. Movers and shakers is kind of things that are moving. That you can see that the sale on these are up 267%. So it gives you an idea of why these are trending and how they're trending. And if we go into kitchen ideas, you know, look at this one in particular is up 6,000%. So I would suggest you grab something like that. Being we're doing kitchen gadgets or home gadgets, that would be a cool idea. I'm going to grab this chopper here, but let me go under trends and show you that real quick, and we'll do a couple of these. So bestsellers, this is going to give your overall bestsellers. So this is what's going on in Amazon right now. It's springtime, so a lot of this stuff is selling right now. and it gives you an idea of the total bestsellers. But we'll go back to the movers and shakers and check that out. So we're going to grab one of those. And this one in particular, I like this veggie chopper. I'm a huge cook. Now remember this, you want to go after these big ticket items. For some reason, this KitchenAid, which if you're a cook, you know that this is thebomb.com for mixers. And remember, the bigger the ticket item, the higher the commission. So let's select this just and see what kind of commissions it's going to pay. So it tells us right up here that 4.5% commission rate on this. That's pretty good. And then we're using something called Jungle Scout, so we can see there's only 3 sellers because KitchenAid's probably one of the few sellers of this. But it's the #1 bestseller. It's got 19,000 reviews, 4.7. We look at all this, and we might select some cool color here when we take that image and bring it over. So we'll go ahead and we're going to go up and we're going to create our pin. So first things first, we need to grab an image here. So we're just going to copy and paste this particular image, and I'm going to grab this image here, and I'm just going to save it into a folder that I've got that's just for doing pins and this particular Pinterest category. So I'm going to save this, and then we're going to take it over to Pinterest. So let's go back over to Pinterest here. We're going to create our first pin. So we just go and we're going to select edit board, and we're going to create, first of all, we can add an image in here and just add a description, because creating a description helps for the searches. So if somebody's searching Pinterest, that would be very helpful. So let's go over to ChatGPT and create a description for this real quick, and I'll show you how to do that. So I just went over to ChatGPT, always reference that, and I'm just saying create an engaging, rich SEO description for a Pinterest board in the home gadget niche. So we will just go over here. It's going to give us a great description. And then we're just going to take it, and it looks good, tech savvy, smart lighting. We probably could add kitchen ideas in there, but we'll just leave it as is. We're going to copy and paste this over to here. And it's a little bit long, so we'll just shorten it up here. And then we're good. We could add collaborators. We could add a image in here, so we could get an AI image for the board and go over and copy and paste that into there. We're not going to do that right now because that's not as important as having that description in there. So let's create our first pin. So we're just going to go up into these 3 little hash marks here. They call them hamburgers. We're going to create an organic pin. So we're not doing paid ads to this. And then basically we just want to drag our file or an image that we just did, or just go over and grab it out of our file here, which is right here, and then just bring that into here. So there's our image. We're going to go back to Amazon. We're going to grab a description. And I would leave the color out of this because we do not want to bring that in there because it's available in multiple colors. So we'll go over here. We're going to grab some of this content right here and just, if we can copy and paste. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to go back over here and then paste that in. And then we need to add a link. So these 2 pieces, these 3 areas are super important. So let's grab our Amazon link. We want the short link up here. So when you're logged into your new Amazon account, affiliate account, you can grab that link right there. We're going to paste that in, and then we're going to choose a board. So this is called Home Gadgets, and then we need to do tags. So kitchen, and it's going to come up with different things as you type that in. Kitchen table, kitchen storage, appliances. So that might be a good one. Let's see if we've got kitchen gadgets that is in there. So the different colors just means it's more specific. We'll do mixer, see if that comes up. Food mixer, blenders. So the colors, purple, blue, black. I'm not sure the specifics of it, but that gives you an idea. So we want to tag the products. So add a product tag. And so we're going to search kitchen. And we can add in different pins here, but we're not going to add any links or tags right now in this particular one. But if you do add any of them, I would suggest adding the brand in here. So here's one. If you type in KitchenAid, it's going to give you that same mixer, and it's going to tag KitchenAid. So KitchenAid then sees that you're promoting their product. Now, we can publish this at a later date and schedule it out, or we can just add it in right away. We want to allow people to comment, show similar products, and probably this is probably one of your more important ones. Alt text is basically an SEO term that means to add some keyword in there that is specific to this gadget. So we're going to ask ChatGPT to give us the best alt text for this product. So all we do is we say best alt text for Pinterest. You don't have to be specific. An alt text is an alt text. But we do want to mention KitchenAid mixer and see what it comes up with. So this is an alt text here. It's lengthy. We're going to try it out. I usually do something short like KitchenAid stand mixer, but we're going to go ahead and put a longer version of that in there to see how it performs. So we're going to add that in, and then we're going to publish this pin. So then we'll be able to go see what this looks like. So publish completed, and now we can view our pin, and this is what it looks like. So it looks really sharp, and then you can see as we search it, other pins come up. And then here's one, home gadgets, save 10%. So they've got some hooks in here, shop Peloton, that's for something else. But they've got some other mixers in there. But here's the catcher. If we click on this and visit the site, we're going to go there, and it's going to bring us to that mixer. So that's the cool thing. And if we refresh this, there should be a pin click, but I'm not sure whether it'll count our actual click on there or not, but which it did not. So, but it runs in real time, so you'll be able to measure your pin stats and see how many people are saving it, see what's going on, and then you can go through all your analytics. If you wanted to promote this, simply click on this and create an ad for this. And you do not have to spend a lot of money. And then this will go into other boards that are out there that are similar, just as we saw when we clicked in to view that pin. It'll put it in other kitchen specific areas. So it did count our pin click. It gave us one impression, and it gave us an outbound click. So an outbound click means it went to Amazon. This pin means that we clicked on the pin, and the impressions is how many people are seeing the pin. So this number will be much bigger than these numbers because not everybody's going to click on that pin. Now here's the big deal on getting known on Pinterest. You want followers. So in order to get followers, you need to go follow other pins. Now this says sponsored, sponsored. So obviously don't go there, but here's Design Idea Hub. And you can go here and click on this, visit the actual their board here. And then you want to start following, like click on Design Idea Hub and follow these people, because typically if you follow them and you've got a good board, they're going to follow you. And then the other thing you want to do is start liking and saving these pins to your board if you like it, because that'll bring more people there. Also comment, because when you comment on other pins, it helps bring attention to your Pinterest, because these people are going to be like, oh, okay, who is this? And then they're going to click in here, and you could follow this individual if you wanted to, but it gives you an idea of what's going on. So just a quick review. You want to set up your Amazon account. You want to set up your Pinterest account. You want to set up your first board by clicking on your profile and then creating that first board. And then you want to start going over on a repetitive basis each day, grabbing gadgets out of Amazon under all and movers or shakers or bestsellers, not new releases. And then copy those in your niche, bring them over to your Pinterest board, and watch your earnings. And remember this, you want to do multiple side hustles in the beginning. Focus on just 2 or 3 to start and start building those. And then I talk about replaceable income. Once you replace your income at your 9 to 5 job, then you're safe to, look at the options of leaving that job and going into affiliate sales 100%. As you know, there's no personal guarantees here. There's no guarantees on income. You just have to be dedicated and just the ability to do things on your own and not somebody to push you to do it. So just get in a routine. You can do this each day. It's so simple. So remember, like, subscribe, comment, amazing, and I'll get you my favorite software, some of my prompts I use, and even ChatGPT. There's a link to that in there. That's free for anybody. So thanks for watching.